Izzy Bites, do you want the best salmon croquette recipe that you have ever tasted in your life? Well, stay tuned, because I'm about to show you. Let's get it poppin'. Okay, family, here we go. First thing we're going to start off with is sauteing our vegetables. We're going to add in 4 tablespoons to our saute pan of rice oil. Then we're going to add in our onion, red bell pepper, and celery, and a little salt. Now we're going to spread those out, making sure that all of our vegetables are touching the surface of that pan so they can cook. Once I do this, then I'm going to put a lid on it so that we can let it sweat and become translucent and soft. After they sweat, we're going to give them a nice stir. Once we stir them up, we're going to go in and we're going to add in the capers. Now we're going to add in about a tablespoon of capers, and we're going to let those saute for about a minute. Then we're going to cut our heat off, and we're going to put a lid on top of these capers and let them cook from the heat from the pan. Okay, so now that we got our vegetables all sauteed and so forth, we're letting them cool off. I have 2 cans of pink salmon, okay? Now you can use 1, of course, but I'm just using 2 because I love salmon croquettes so much. I'm going to be eating a lot of them. And I got this can drained as much as possible. And we're going to start working on getting rid of our bones. Now, when you use canned salmon, just know that this salmon is already cooked. It's not raw, okay? So this isn't fresh salmon. This is cooked salmon, excuse me. And it comes with the bones, so you're going to have to remove the bones from out of here, and we're going to do that. Usually it's the bones that separate the fish, so you don't have to go in and dig your hands all in there. Basically, really all you have to do is just pull it apart. See, there's separation there? That's how it usually is in the canned fish, and you could just open that. See that? And when you open it, the bones are, look how they're separated. You usually come in contact with the bones when you open it. Do we have any more bones? See that? That skeleton right there, that's the bones. And it usually comes out together, but I see it's there and it's on this side as well. So you're gonna take your fork, and they basically come out easy. It's not hard. And you're just gonna take your fork and go under it like that and remove that skeleton. And then whatever little bones you have here, you're not gonna dig into it hard, but slightly, because they're so thin that they can break on you, and they'll come up very easily with no problem, okay? So we're gonna come right back and we're gonna remove these bones, and you do the same thing. Just put the video on pause and then remove your bones and come back when you're done. Okay, once we got our bones removed, here we are. We're going to just take our hands, go in here, and break this up. If you don't want to use your hands, well, there's a bone there. If you don't want to use your hands, you can go ahead and use a fork if you want to. Or if you have gloves like I do, chef gloves, you can also do the same. And as I go in here, you see I'm crumbling everything up. I'm coming up and I'm seeing some small bones here that I am removing. Okay. Going in and flaking this all up and looking as I'm going in. We're gonna get our cooled down vegetables off the stove, and we're gonna start adding in our ingredients. So for 2 cans, 1 can, you're gonna add in 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs. For 2 cans like we're using here, we're gonna go in and add in a 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. So it's 1/4 cup for 1 can and 1/2 cup for 2 cans. Okay, our next ingredient that we're gonna go in with is our mayo. And I'm using Hellmann's. This is the best tasting mayo out there that I have tried so far. Okay, so 1/2 cup of mayo, about 2 tablespoons of spicy brown mustard. And this is the mustard I'm using. Make sure it's a spicy mustard, okay? If you don't, you can use Dijon if you want to, or you could just use regular plain old mustard. We're gonna go in with 1 teaspoon of Old Bay. Okay, 1 teaspoon or to your liking. Right there, it's gonna be 1.5 teaspoons, but make sure when you put your seasons on that you're spreading them all out, okay? Okay, and we're gonna follow that with our vegetables that have cooled down. Add those in there. The celery, the bell pepper, and the capers. Then we're gonna go in and give this a good mixing. Combining all of this together here. Now remember, you don't need to use any egg, as some people use egg, and the egg is for a binder, making sure that your croquettes, giving it the ability to stick together, the egg and the breadcrumbs, okay? So we have our mayonnaise and we have our breadcrumbs, and I feel like this needs a little bit more mayo to it. All right, we're putting all these flavors in here, y'all. I'm telling you, these salmon croquettes right here with this recipe right here is something that you're absolutely gonna love, family. Your family's gonna love it as well too. But also remember, what causes your salmon croquettes not to bind together lots of times has to do with the vegetables you put in there too. You should never put raw, straight up vegetables like that into your salmon croquettes, because of the fact that they don't cook all the way. Salmon croquettes or salmon patties, they do not hold together well when you have raw vegetables in there. It's best to cook them because the cooked vegetables are softer, and it gives the ability for the salmon to come in contact with each other. But when you got hard vegetables in there, it's going to be crunchy. And understand that this salmon from out the can is already cooked. So when you put this on the stove and you got raw vegetables in it, those vegetables don't have enough time to cook because the salmon is already done. So you're basically really heating this up. You're cooking it, yes, but you're really reheating this up. But when you put raw vegetables in with the salmon that's already cooked, there's not going to be enough time for the salmon patties to cook long enough to get those raw vegetables cooked as well. So people, I notice, you have your croquettes and you eat them and they be crunchy, the vegetables on the inside, and that's not what we want to do here. Okay, now, after we do this right here, we're going to flatten this out a little, right? And we're gonna put some plastic over this, and we're gonna sit this in the refrigerator for about an hour, or if you let this sit overnight, the flavor is gonna be much, much more intense. Okay, so here's our plastic wrap, and just like banana pudding, we're gonna press down and let this wrap sit on top of this salmon mixture, and we're gonna place this in the refrigerator so it can sit for an hour or two. Okay, we're gonna do an outer coating for our salmon croquettes. Now, after we pull them out the refrigerator, we're gonna use some breadcrumbs. I got some scrambled egg here and some Old Bay seasoning. Now, the breadcrumbs, these breadcrumbs over here are plain, but I got some garlic and herb breadcrumbs as well. And I'm gonna add some of those in here to mix in there for some flavor as well. Now this is gonna be our outer coating for our salmon croquettes, okay? Now I'm just gonna put a little bit in there. The ones I had in there already were panko, large panko breadcrumbs, okay? And I'm mixing that up with some regular breadcrumbs, garlic and herb. Also, I'm going to add in about 2 teaspoons of some Old Bay seasoning. And we're gonna mix this all in together. Okay, now that we got our salmon out, we have our egg and we have our breadcrumb here that's mixed up with our seasoning. I also have a cookie sheet over here that's covered with some parchment paper. So what we're going to do is we're going to form our salmon patties or croquettes, and we're going to form those, and then we're going to dredge them into the egg, and then we're going to dredge them into the breadcrumb seasoning here, and then we're going to set them over on our cookie sheet. Okay, what I got here is 2 ice cream scoops. One is smaller than the other one. This one's the larger one, but I don't know which size I want to use yet. I'm really thinking that this is going to be too small for making my croquettes. I don't want anything small like that, so I think I'm going to go with this larger one. Just set this to the side. Okay. My eggs a little whisk in here. Now, I'm not going to add any seasoning into this egg batter. You can go ahead and do that. Now, if you do that, that's just going to add more seasoning, for your outer coating and your salmon croquettes. So it's up to you what you want to do. We're going to take our ice cream scoop here, scoop it out, form them up, put them in our egg. Our egg is basically going to be our glue for our breadcrumbs here, all right? Okay, let's get started here. See, as you can see, like this. Okay, now we're going to start forming them. Now, I see a lot of people making their patties and they flatten them out. I mean, crazy flat, like that. For one thing, that's ugly. Okay, and another thing, when you cook them like this, they come out too dry and crisp, like they're going to snap. You don't want that. You want your croquettes to be like a croquette, like a disc that's got some edges to it, not something that's flat and pressed out like a fried egg. Okay? So this is how you want it basically to look, like that. And on the sides as well, it has some sides to it. Okay? And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just lay this over to the side, and we're going to kind of like get all of our croquettes set before we dip in here. Some may decide to scoop it out, make their disc, dip it in here, and then put it in the breadcrumbs and then set it to the side. But I find it to be more manageable and more cleaner if you do it this way. So I feel like you should go ahead and just make your croquettes, set them to the side over on your sheet pan, on your parchment paper. And then once you finish making all of them, then you can come back and do the egg and so forth. Move this dish out the way and you have more room to work. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, as you work with them, you're not going to squeeze them all the way down or press them all the way down. You're just going to give a light press so that you can still have some thickness to them like this, okay? Don't want them to be flat like I was telling you before, how other people make them and they be so flat and hard and dry. Okay. Okay, so here we go. We take our croquette and we're just gonna set it in the egg, turn it over. Turn it, take it out. We're gonna set it into there. Okay. Cover that with the egg. Take it out and set it into our dry coating. Now, you don't want to fill the whole dish up with the croquettes because you need to take some to place on top there as well, as you'll see. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now, we're going to take our seasoned breadcrumbs here, and we're going to sprinkle them all on top. Okay. And we're going to place them over onto our sheet there. And this is how we look, people. See that? All pattied up there. And what we're going to do, our next step is we're going to fry these, lightly fry these in butter. Okay? Now we're going to start out with putting like I'd say about 4 tablespoons of rice oil into your pan. And we're going to add in a half a stick or more of butter and let that melt. Now the reason why we put our oil in and then put butter in with our oil is because the oil is going to make the butter last longer before it starts to burn. Okay, it's going to carry it further than what it is if there was no oil in there. Now that we got our butter to a brown butter stage, we're going to insert our croquettes. Okay, 4 minutes is up and it's time to check these bad boys. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh yeah, just how we want them, nice and brown, just like that. Okay, so we're gonna flip all these over. Some of them might not be just as brown. If they are, then we'll just keep them cooking until they do get to that color. Basically, what you're doing is you're cooking the outer coating, letting that get cooked and done, and you're heating up the salmon that is in between the coating, because the salmon, as I told you, that comes out the can, it's already cooked. Okay. Let's see what we got over here. Okay. Alrighty, and we're gonna let those cook for about 4 more minutes themselves, 3 to 4 minutes, okay? And then we're gonna come back and remove them. 3 minutes is up, and we're going to remove them. Let's check them and make sure they're done like we want to see. See that? Can you see that? Nice and brown on the other side as well. We're gonna place them on our parchment paper after we turn the eye off. Now look at here, nice and crisp on the outside and absolutely flavorful on the inside. Your taste buds are going to love it. Izzy Bites, do yourself a favor and make this recipe. You will not regret it. I guarantee you that. Now I want to thank you for coming by, and until the next time, enjoy and peace.